I actually got a message on SoundCloud from Skrillex, from Sonny, back probably, it's probably good like three months before I actually signed with them. And he had, I don't know how he had heard me, but he had just said that he really liked my stuff and he just wanted me to send him some like more unreleased stuff. So I just kind of kept sending him music, and we kind of formed like a little bit of a friendship and everything. And then I had just finished up the To a New Earth EP, and he was like, hey, do you have like anything you want to release with us like on Owsla? And I was like, well, you know, I was just in the midst of kind of finishing that EP, and I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. I was probably just going to give it away. And so the timing and everything like just worked out, and it's been great ever since. It's been great. I mean, it's been great, but it's funny that when you're out on the road all the time, for me, it's hard for me to produce on the road because I don't have like all my gear and everything. So it's like, it's a very funny oxymoron that like my music, playing music on the road is keeping me away from making my music at home. Like, you know, because like before I was playing all the time, like just have time to work on music, which is great and all, but I mean, touring's great, like shows are great and everything. It's a good like yin and yang type situation where being out and doing shows is such a different thing than being home and working on music. And when I'm out like playing shows, like I really enjoy that, but I also I really like being home too. So anytime I get to be home now is definitely cherished, and you know, I really enjoy that, the creative time that's like just being able to be in my own space, like stay in my pajamas all day and like just work on music. I would say just all around any show in Colorado and Michigan. Colorado and Michigan are probably like the two like best like places. I don't know what it is about that. Like, I mean, Colorado is just like absolutely amazing. And Michigan's kind of like the new, like, it's kind of like a mini Colorado, which is really like the scene's really up and coming there. Yeah, something about Colorado is just so good. Every show I play there has just been amazing. Well, yeah, it'd probably be like when I was a kid, because my dad plays guitar, and that's where I picked up guitar. That was my first instrument that I played. So I remember when I was really young, and he was trying to teach my sister, who's like, she's about 4 years older than me, how to play guitar, and I had absolutely no attention span for it at the time. I must have been like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 at the time, and just like had no attention span for it. But that always sticks back in my mind, because then a few years later, when I was like 15, 16, that's when I really started playing guitar. Maybe even earlier than that, but that was always kind of an inspiration, is like just seeing the guitar, and like obviously my dad used to always play Blackbird on the guitar. But for the longest time, my sister and I thought that he had written that song. We thought that was his song, and then we would hear it on the radio, we're like, that's our dad's song, like that, he wrote that song. And they're like, no, it's the Beatles. Like, no, my dad wrote that song. Like, he plays on the guitar, he wrote that song. But yeah, that might be like the fondest memory, just like kind of the beginning, and like, yeah, I mean that, and then like when I was really younger, like in the days of cassette tapes and the radio, like I used to listen to the radio all day and record like my favorite songs, and so that I could have them to like listen to like when I was like out like skateboarding or like playing basketball or whatever. And so that, I bet, might be another pretty fond memory. This might make me sound like a bit of a wuss, but I'm really into like Mariah Carey and like TLC, like all that stuff from like the 90s, like that. Like even like Celine Dion, like in the 90s, like I was really into that. But I mean, I'm into like all kinds of stuff, but like that, I just feel like that kind of music and those like kind of like love songs, you just don't hear that much like in electronic music. Like you don't really hear that like that really raw like love emotion, which is so prevalent in almost every other genre. So I don't know, plus that's always a good inspiration. Like it's always something that people can kind of connect to, because everybody has somebody that they've either loved before, they do love now, or, you know, so that's always kind of been I guess a recurring thing. It's very universal, you know, to people as well. I mean, Falling in Love Again, the last one, that's like a song that from the beginning of when I kind of came up with the idea to when we got the lyrics and everything, it's been almost over a year that song's kind of been in, I guess, production and everything, and just like the whole concept of it. And it's become really special to me because the whole song is basically about like my girlfriend and I, and like we're like our first love, like back in high school, like we were together when we were like 16 for like a few years, and then, you know, I kind of moved and everything, and we broke up, and we, you know, didn't really talk much and everything, and then we've been back together for like the last like year or so, and so it's kind of just about that. And so like that to me, I mean, it's like, it's easy to write like an electronic song that's like all, you know, it's mostly instrumental, but when you have words that like really like have a message that kind of means something to you, like that, I don't know, that just like, it's hard to explain, but it's like it's more of an expression that way, you know what I mean? And that song really means a lot to me. I don't know if there's any specific message, but to me, what I would really like is, which I know this happens with kind of like people who are maybe in like the high school era or like college era, but you know how like when you listen to a certain song from a certain time in your life, like the second you hear that song, like it takes you back to like that time of whatever you were going through, whoever you were hanging out with at the time, whatever you're kind of emotionally going through. Like I hope that my music kind of do that, like at the very least, like just something that people can like connect with and just be like, oh yeah, I remember back in the day, oh, when we were doing all this, you know, whatever they're doing, like. Yeah, all my stuff, facebook.com/killparis. Music's on soundcloud.com/killparis. YouTube is SoundCloud, or not, YouTube is youtube.com/killparis page, PAIGE. And then Twitter is just @killparis. Instagram, I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. So yeah, all that stuff.